Skyrim will be turning 12 years old this year, which not only means that this masterpiece is now older than the average gamer, it also means that people have had a lot of time to explore every nook and cranny that this game has to offer. Doing so has led players to discover obscure secrets and mysteries, many of which still remain unsolved. And today we're going to be looking at just that. Here are 5 unsettling mysteries that you may have missed in Skyrim. Number 1. Falian's Secret. Those of you that have joined the dark side and become a vampire are probably familiar with Falian. Residing in Morthal, Falian is well known as the town weirdo, as he makes it known that he has a strange obsession with the undead, specifically vampires. Because of this, the town's residents have quite a low opinion of Falian and spread various rumors about him, like that he eats deer hearts and he has something sinister planned for the citizens of Morthal. But most of these rumors can be shrugged off as just that. Rumors, right? After all, he did cure out vampirism that one time and is a pretty nice guy for Skyrim standards. I mean, at least he isn't trying to kill us like most of the game's NPCs. However, Morthal's residents may actually be correct about Falian, as during the early hours of the morning, Falian can be seen wandering the marsh surrounding the town for no justified reason. What's even stranger is that he eventually stops at a summoning shrine. Players who had their vampirism cured by Falian will be familiar with this location, as this is the same shrine where Falian calls upon the Daedric Lord Molag Bal to have your vampirism cured. But he doesn't seem to be speaking to anyone this time, or doing anything for that matter. He's just standing there, menacingly. It gets even stranger if you catch him in the act, where he begs you not to tell anyone of the matter, even accepting to pay a bribe to keep your mouth shut. You may choose to uphold your promise and never speak of the matter again, or you can go to the Jarl of Morthal right after. Doing so will have Falian summoned to the Jarl and be threatened with dire consequences should he continue wandering into the marsh. But the question remains as to what he was doing at the summoning shrine. Although there are no official explanations given to us, many fans have created theories of their own. Some people justify Falian's wandering as him continuing his work in protecting Morthal from the looming vampire threat, but others believe that something more sinister is going on. Number 2. Bugs in jars. While exploring Skyrim, you've most likely come across some unfortunate bugs that have happened to get trapped in jars. Weirdly enough, these bugs serve no purpose, and their value is quite poor, only selling for around 1 gold. If that wasn't strange enough, then there are also strange inscriptions that can be seen on the bottom of the lid, which have no apparent meaning. You can't even ask anybody in the world about them, nor does anyone seem to even mention their existence in-game. There are 8 insect jars in total, 3 of them being common items that you can find throughout Skyrim, and the other 5 being unique to specific locations. Although many people have created a plethora of ideas about these insects in jars that left people with more questions than answers. Like, for example, a fan who used real-life runic text to translate the symbols on the jars concluded that they are somehow related to an elaborate Easter egg that requires the player to do a series of obscure tasks to win some sort of prize. Unfortunately for these dedicated theorists, the conspiracy regarding these insects would be laid to rest in 2017, when fellow YouTuber Camelworks inquired about the matter to Skyrim developers. The bugs, unsurprisingly, turned out to simply be the remains of cut content. What sort of cut content, you may ask? Well, that remains unanswered. But if you ask me, it was most likely a collectible quest of some sort, where you would have to find these bugs in a jar and then turn them all in for a reward, much like the godforsaken No Stone Unturned quest, where you must collect all 24 unusual gems. Number 3. Rune's backstory. The Thieves Guild has a whole assortment of unique characters, all with interesting backstories. Rune is one such character, but his story is a little more interesting than the other members. If you speak with Rune, he will share his story. Rune has no recollection of his family. As a boy, he was found near an abandoned shipwreck by a fisherman on the north coast of Skyrim, without any possessions except for a stone with unknown runes marked onto it. If you do some further digging in the cistern, you'll even find a written letter to Rune by what sounds like a private detective that he had hired to discover what the rune he was found with means. Rune even claims to have been to the College of Winterhold to find out what it means, but to no avail. Some fans speculate that the carvings on the rune could be of Daedric, Dwemer, or Dragon origin, but considering that even the experts of the College of Winterhold were unable to find the source, tells us that they're entirely unique. Another mystery about this character, which has gone under lots of speculation, is his parents. Some believe Rune to be a descendant of the Grey Fox from Oblivion, but I think the most plausible theory is that Rune is just an Easter egg in reference to the video game Rune, released in 2000. Much like Skyrim, Rune takes place in a fantasy world based on Norse mythology. Even the helmet from the game's box art is almost identical to the iron helmet from Skyrim. So maybe the carvings on the stone that Rune was found with couldn't be traced back to any language because they're Viking runes, which don't exist in the world of the Elder Scrolls. Number 4. The Great Collapse. Ever visited Winterhold and wondered just what the hell happened there that led to all but a few shacks and a dilapidated college remaining? Well, that would be caused by the Great Collapse. The Great Collapse was a collection of geological storms that occurred throughout the northern parts of Skyrim, which caused massive tsunami-like waves to occur in the Sea of Ghosts, the northmost sea bordering Skyrim, leading to the majority of Winterhold collapsing into the sea below. 2 questions came about from this event that remains unsolved. What could have caused something so devastating to occur, and how did the College of Winterhold come out of this disaster mostly unharmed? Well, there are varying reports depending on who you ask. Most of the Nords in Winterhold were already suspicious of magic, so it's no surprise that they were quick to blame the College of Winterhold for not protecting the town, as they did with their college, and others think that they caused the Great Collapse altogether. But many others believe that an event known as the Red Year is what caused it all. In case you haven't brushed up on your Elder Scrolls knowledge, the Red Year was an event that occurred almost 200 years before the events of Skyrim, which many saw as the year that the Nerevarines' prophecy from Morrowind was fulfilled. After the tribunal god Vivec mysteriously disappeared, a floating piece of the moon known as Bardau crashed into Vivec City, leading to a series of natural disasters across Vardenfell, most notably the eruption of the Red Mountain volcano. And this is what the people of the college believe led to the Great Collapse. But there's also a third theory, that you caused it. That's right, according to this theory, the Dragonborn caused the Great Collapse. After they interacted with the Eye of Magnus and the Sigic Order monk that you see throughout the College of Winterhold's questline, tells you that you have set in motion a chain of events that cannot be stopped, which some fans speculate he is referring to the Great Collapse. After all, it wouldn't be the first time the Elder Scrolls universe dabbled in time travel. Number 5. Jarl Balgruf's Secret. Jarl Balgruf is one of the most likable characters in Skyrim. Being the first Jarl that most players meet in the game, Jarl Balgruf is shown to be a man of integrity and justness. But what if I told you that Balgruf's warm and kind-hearted personality was nothing but a front for his true self? During the quest, The Whispering Door, you learn that Jarl Balgruf's youngest son, Nelkir, is possessed by Mephala, the Daedric Prince of Murder, Lies, and Deception. At the beginning of the questline, after calling his father a disgusting pig, Nelkir says that he knows he has a different mother than all his siblings. So, if we're going to assume what Nelkir says is true, then what we're left with is one main question. Who is Nelkir's mother? Well, there's a lot of speculation about this one. Some fans have pointed out that in Skyrim's creation kit, Nelkir is listed as Balgruf's brother rather than his son, which would mean that Nelkir and Balgruf share the same mother. But it's more likely that Nelkir was listed as Balgruf's brother due to a limitation in the creation kit, where each family could only be assigned 2 children at the most, which is probably why Nelkir is listed as his brother. But the most reputable theory thus far is that Balgruf murdered his wife. Hear me out. Considering that all this information is given out during the Whispering Door quest, where the Daedric Prince of Lies, Deceit and Murder offers you the Ebony Blaze, a weapon which is strengthened by the blood of deceit, it's very possible that Balgruf killed his wife after she had learned of his affair and then hid the blade away, never to be seen again. This theory would also explain why Balgruf is afraid of being chased out of Whiterun and why we never see Balgruf's wife in the game.
Subscribe to Fall Damage, you milk drinker.